There's a menace haunting America and Europe, the menace of big brother leftism, where progressives and Democrats want to change the rules or the outcome of elections every time they lose. For example, in 2010, the people of Wisconsin voted for conservative Scott Walker to be governor because he simply wanted to balance the budget and cut taxes for the hard-working people of Wisconsin. Democrats went crazy by storming the Capitol building, shutting down many schools, and while attacking Governor Walker as Adolf Hitler, they demanded to undo the will of the people by a costly recall election.
Bottom line is something needs to be done. The unions have overreached when it comes to spending money, and the governor is sincere in trying to balance the budget in the state of Wisconsin. Something has to give, and I'm willing to sacrifice with the money that I get, and I'm willing to allow there to be a downsizing of collective bargaining power in the state of Wisconsin.
The people of Wisconsin responded to their mobocracy by voting for him in even greater numbers than ever before. In 2016, the United Kingdom, the voice of the people of Great Britain, spoke loud and clear as they voted to leave the corrupt European Union. British lefties and progressives in collusion with the EU are now calling for a second Brexit referendum, as they were not satisfied with the voice of the people in the first Brexit referendum. When Democrat Al Gore lost the Electoral College vote to George W. Bush in 2000, he called for the end of the Electoral College. When Democrat Hillary Clinton lost the Electoral College vote in 2016 to Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, Pocahontas, and numerous other Democrats across America said our Constitution's Article 2 provision for state electors to select presidents or the Electoral College was undemocratic and an injustice to our democracy, as the majority vote did not prevail. But there's a problem with the whining of the Democrat losers. Far too many Americans have been taught that America is a democracy. It is not. If you actually read our rule book, the Constitution, in Article 4, Section 4, it guarantees to every state in this union a Republican form of government. Democrats and lefties in America and Europe are obsessed with democracy and rule by popular majorities and gladly accept majority rule elections, except when they do not win. Thus, their calls for recalls, second votes, and the end of the Electoral College. Now, America's founders understood the manipulative nature of people and created a republic with layers of checks and balances to prevent the potential tyranny of pure democracy and majority rule. In the words of the economist Walter E. Williams, throughout our Constitution are impediments to the tyranny of majority rule. 2 houses of Congress pose one obstacle to majority rule. 51 senators can block the wishes of 435 representatives and 49 senators. The president can veto the wishes of 535 members of Congress. It takes 2/3 of both houses in Congress to override a presidential veto. To change the Constitution, an amendment must be proposed, which requires not a majority, but 2/3 of both a vote in both houses, and enacted, which requires ratification in 3/4 of state legislatures. Thus, the brilliance of the much maligned and Democrat-hated Electoral College that was designed by our founders to prevent the perversion of liberty by Democrat majority rule. Remember, our republic is a federation of individual sovereign states, some with large population of almost 40 million people like California, while other states like Wyoming have small populations of under 1 million people. Now, our founders understood that a democracy ruled by a simple majority vote only could see large populated states dominate national politics, destroying the liberty of the people of smaller populated states. Thus, not only the genius of the Electoral College, but the genius of our Senate, which equally represents small states versus large states in our federal republic. Democrats will cry that democracy is destroyed when we don't let the majority vote determine who our president should be. But since we are not a democracy, but a federal republic, their crying is futile and juvenile. However, Americans beware. Leftism and progressivism is not about the rhetoric of democracy, majority, and equality. It's about power, raw, unadulterated political power to dominate the people of America and Europe with their big government statist agenda. Now, our founders understood the reality of majority tyranny and the oppression of the state. Thus, they created a wonderful constitutional federal republic that, if not guarded with vigilance, could be lost in a generation. And as we celebrate Christmas this year, let us thank God for our republic, and let us resolve in the new year to stay vigilant for life and liberty. I'm Dr. Jake Jacobs. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year on One Nation.